Hi, everybody. Thank you for hopping on for our 24 Hours to Diamond call. I think the thing I want to start with this is if you are on this call, you are someone who wants to grow a successful Beachbody business. You're someone who is business-minded on your journey, right? And so Emerald is going to be your first step, your first rank advancement, your first recognition on your journey to getting to where you're going. So whether you maybe are a brand new coach just starting out, or you've been a coach for a long time and maybe now you're just deciding it's time to work the business, or maybe you're already Emerald, what we're going to teach you applies to everybody, and we'll hopefully explain it all in a little bit more detail. Now, I will say, you might listen to this call and some things might feel like just over your head and you're like, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. What I always tell my coaches is it will make sense when it needs to make sense. So you just need to kind of have some faith and trust in us as your leaders that we are guiding you with the correct steps to do here. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so I can get to our slides. There it is. That's not it. Here we go. Share. Let's make it big. Here we go. Let me get to the beginning. So I want to move this too because I like seeing more of you on the side, not just me. So why do you want to become an Emerald coach? I touched on a little bit of that in the beginning. You definitely want to become Emerald because this is your first stepping stone. I remember when I started and going through the training, they were like, first step is going to be Emerald. And I was like, okay, that went on my goal. I'm going to be Emerald. And then I figured out how to do that. And we're going to break it down for you. And then I'm going to talk about all of the perks that come along with being Emerald, and you can try to understand why there's certain strategies in going Emerald and how you can do that. So let's go on over here. Whoops, sorry. Why is it not flipping, Liz? What's going on? There we go. So you're gonna hear U+2, okay? For you to become an Emerald coach, if you guys have probably heard us talk about legs and strong leg and weak leg, or your team leg and your weak leg, you've probably, if you've played around in the back office, you've gone into the genealogy. If you haven't, I highly recommend you go back there and check it out. That's gonna show you kind of a family tree. You are gonna be at the top of that family tree. And then you have, just like on your own body, a right leg and a left leg, okay? To get yourself to Emerald, you would need an active coach on your right leg and an active coach on your left leg that you sponsor on your own. So someone that you have a conversation with and they want to do this with you. Now, that can seem like you're just starting off this journey and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know anybody that want to do this with me. I can't even imagine having that conversation with someone, asking them to become a coach, because I don't even know what the heck I'm doing at this point, right? But I'm here to tell you it's not that complicated. It's really simple. And I'll talk about how I did it and how Liz did it and how a lot of our coaches that get started and jump right into it. It was funny, Liz and I were chatting earlier because I was looking at my genealogy. It's been a long time since I've gone all the way to the top there, and I couldn't remember who were the people that made me Emerald originally. And one of those people is no longer a coach. But it was interesting to see kind of the order that it happened. And, you know, you guys see Liz and I work so closely together, and she actually wasn't my first coach. She was my third coach. So I went Emerald before Liz even signed on. So what you want to start thinking about are people that would want to do this with you, whether it be somebody that you just want to commit with to committing to a program that would maybe really, really benefit from the discount of becoming a coach, and then start thinking about the possibility of signing your spouse, your domestic partner, your mom, somebody like that up in those top spots. So I remember that I was taught that you needed to sign your spouse. You sign up as a coach, you sign up your spouse as a coach next. And there's a reason for that. And we're going to get a little bit into that in detail on the next couple slides. But think of it this way. When you are starting off your business, you're at the top there, right? And you're going to continue to grow this business. So there's going to be people that you're going to place on each leg underneath you. When your spouse is at the top, you're going to place people under them, and you will start to build that leg. There will be volume under that person. So this is how the legs work. If you go into your back office and go into the genealogy, you may see yourself, and you might already see some coaches under you. And that's always the conversation that you'll get a coach. I'll get a coach that messaged me, and they're like, hey, I see these coaches under me. What is that? Well, that's a really beautiful thing. And that is your strong leg. So the leg that those people are just appearing on are your strong leg. And what that is all the people that are above you that are placing people on that same leg, okay? So that leg is gonna grow naturally on its own. But those coaches are not gonna count towards your emerald, because remember, the most important thing is to get you there, you have to have coaches sponsored by you, okay? So if you were to bring in a coach and for them to be active, they'd have to have 50 PV. What's PV, right? If you go in when you are sending somebody a share cart link, or even you just kind of want to poke around in the back office, you'll see a price of something, our cost to buy, then you'll see the coach price, and then you're going to see the PV, okay, below it. That's Beachbody lingo. That'll be nothing to anybody else, but to you, that's important, because PV turns into income for you. But for somebody to be active, they need 50 PV. To give you an example, if they're ordering Shakeology every month, they're going to have 90 PV. So they will automatically be an active coach, okay? If they were to put their Shakeology on hold 1 month and not order something else, they would become an inactive coach. So to hold this rank of Emerald, you have to have 2 people ordering regularly. Now, I will say there is a place for people that want a discount, and there's a place for people who want to just, who want to work the business just like you. And so maybe the first 2 people that you sign up is your mom who wants a discount, and your husband, because you want him at the top of where you're going to build, because you're all in with this, okay? When I signed my husband up, I didn't get the memo on if you're going to sign him up, you want him to be on your weak leg, okay? I'll start to explain that a little bit more in the next couple slides. But that is because then you can start to control the volume over there under him. Liz is built that way. I am not. So my husband, when I signed him up, I didn't know, signed him up on my strong leg. And so I haven't been able to do some of the things that I'm going to show you in the next couple slides. But now it's going to pay off in a different way. So just know, before you're going to sign any of these coaches, it is super important that you reach out to the person that's your direct upline, or if they're unsure, Liz or myself or Jenna or Lauren or Miriam or any of these girls that have done this and understand this, because you don't want to sign 2 coaches and put them on the same leg, because you're not going to go Emerald. So super, super important. And like I said, right now you might like eyes glassing over, this is super confusing, but it won't be. And as soon as you do it a couple times, you figure it out, okay? So very simple, you plus 2 coaches are going to make you Emerald. Okay, let's talk about the benefits. Why would you want to do this? Number one is it's going to be your first major rank advancement. So you've probably, if you haven't yet, you're going to, in the next day or so, kind of do your first coming out post where you're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'd love to invite you to join me. I'm really excited about this. And you're starting to share that you're on this journey as a coach, right? It's really exciting because people are watching you if they're going to see you rank advance. Because when you go Emerald, you're going to be celebrated. Your coach is going to do a post about you. She's going to put you in her story. She's going to tag you. Everybody in the team is going to comment on that post. So it's just going to kind of blow up. And it's really, really exciting. And here's the thing. People outside of the Beachbody world, they don't know what Emerald is or Diamond is or any of that. They just know, wow, this girl's serious. Like she said, she's starting this and she's already making moves in the business. So it just gets people watching and paying attention. It brings momentum and it's just really exciting and feels good. And you're hitting your first goal that you set for yourself. Number two is you're going to start to receive team cycle bonuses. Now, this is when it can start getting a little crazy and you can start feeling overwhelmed. But I want you to understand that what team cycle bonuses equates to is residual income, okay? So as a brand new coach, hopefully you understand that you are going to earn income from commissions, right? So you earn 25% commission on every order that comes through, except for BOD. If somebody orders BOD, it's a 40% commission, so you earn more money on that. But that's how your income is going to start. But as you start to grow a team, your team cycle bonuses are going to start to grow. And that all comes back to that volume and that PV we talked about, okay? Eventually, if you do this and you start getting your team to do this and your coaches that are joining you are doing this, the team cycle bonuses start to grow. How a team cycle bonus works is if you have 100 PV on one leg, so pretty much one person ordering Shakeology on one leg, we'll just call it that. You need a little bit more than just one Shakeology. So you've got that one coach you signed up. Let's say your mom signs up, you put her on your right leg and she orders Shakeology and a box of Beach Bars. Don't quote me on the PV, but we're just gonna call it 120 PV, okay? It's a total guess, you guys. I don't know how much a box of Beach Bars is. Probably something like that though, close, 15 maybe. Then you sign your husband up and you order him the 3-day refresh challenge pack. So that's gonna be 105 PV. So you have 100 over here, 105 over here, but then you get another order that comes in, and let's say your husband decides, or we'll say your mom. Let's say your mom's best friend decides she's gonna order, right? And she orders that same challenge pack, so she's got 100. So you have 220 over on that right leg and 105 on that left leg. You're gonna cycle. Every cycle as an Emerald coach is $14. Now I know you're like, whoopee, $14. But let's start to understand something. You're gonna earn the commission on the sales of the things that you're selling plus $14, okay? So it starts to increase your income. Now, as an Emerald coach, you cycle at $14. As a Ruby coach, you cycle at $16. And as a Diamond or above coach, you cycle at $18. It starts off small, you guys. If I was to go back 4.5 years and show you, those first couple cycles, remember we're paid every week. So this happens every week. Your volume and PV is gonna accumulate from Thursday morning till Wednesday night. On Wednesday night, you can go in there and see the volume on the 2 legs. And then Thursday morning, you're gonna see how many times you cycled for that week. In the beginning, it's $14 a week. It's $28 a week. But as you start to grow this business, that grows. And eventually, you can get to a point that those team cycle bonuses far surpass your commissions. And why that's a beautiful thing is maybe one week you don't sell any, you don't retail things. You don't get people started on Beachbody on Demand, or you don't sell any challenge packs, or no one's BOD subscription renews. So your commissions are 0. But guess what? there's volume coming in from your team and you're still going to cycle. So you're still going to earn $24 or way more. Okay. And so that's where, if you think about building a business that you can take a vacation and still get paid, you can walk away, or if you have something going on in your personal life, this engine is going to keep running and you are still going to have an income. But that being said, it's something that you have to consistently work at to continue to grow. Okay. So that's where we talk about taking your business really from a retail business to a residual one. And I would say that I would venture to say that probably around the rank of diamond is when you would see your residual income being higher than your commissions if you're a coach that's hitting about Success Club 6 to 10 a month. Would you agree with that, Liz? Yeah, okay. So you have to think long-term here. And 100% when I started, it was just go down the list of what they told me to do. I'm gonna do it. Check that box, onto the next thing. Check that box, onto the next thing.
Or, will you say why you did that? Not just because they were telling you, but it was, you wanted to build and grow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of saying is I went into this, and you're all here, I think, because you're someone that wants to grow a successful business. And we're going to, when we get to the next slide and you start seeing how this, if you're placing, a spouse on the weak leg, how that can be utilized to even increase more income for you. And you know what? Like, whether this is about income, or you strictly, this is for fun, we all need to earn money, and this is a business. And so understanding how you can earn more in this business is really important. And there are ways you can earn more based on placement and running orders through the spouse account and all of that kind of stuff. So the last benefit to hitting Emerald is you're going to receive free customer leads when you hit Success Club. So it always is tied to Success Club 5, but I have to tell you guys, I don't think you can earn Success Club 5 anymore. We used to be able to get 1 Success Club point. Now pretty much everything's 2. So let's just call it Success Club 6, meaning you help 3 people a month. You are going to get Success Club leads. What that means is Team Beachbody does a ton of advertising. You've probably been on YouTube before and seen ads for Beachbody on demand. So people come to Beachbody's website, and when we used to run infomercials more, that was a different way that people were brought in. They would be customers of Beachbody. But Carl thought it was really important that every customer of Beachbody had a coach, even if they came in from those other lead generation, the lead generation wheel, right? So what he would do is he would take those customers, not him himself, but the business would take those customers and assign them to a coach. Now, if you're hitting SC5, let's say you hit SC6 this month, it's January, and you go Emerald. Next month in February is when you're going to start seeing these free customers. What a free customer means is you're not going to be paid on that commission right up front, but if they order, so let's say they ordered Beachbody On Demand, 3-month Beachbody On Demand membership. You're going to see them listed as a new customer of yours. You're going to be able to tell that they were a lead. And then the next time they order in the future on a second order or anything after that, you are going to earn a commission on that. Okay. Now, if you hit Success Club 10 this month and you're an Emerald coach and have a couple other things that we'll talk about, you are going to receive paid leads. What that means is you're going to be paid a commission on their initial order. So that's somebody who comes in and let's say they buy an 80-day obsession Beachbody On Demand challenge pack, right? And the commission is $80. You're going to see that commission right away. I see a question, chat. I don't know if I can pop that up while I'm sharing screen. I don't think I can.
Heidi had a question. She was raising her hand.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so here's my question. So I I do have the leads because I am Emerald right now. And my question was, so I have a customer that the company had given me as a lead last month. She placed an order, and now I just saw yesterday, she actually ordered a Shakeology for the first time, a subscription. So I see that I got commission off of it. Will I get the SC points too? Right? Okay.
Well,
I just saw that. So that was awesome. I was like, I got commission and I'm waiting for the points to show up, but it looks like it was a brand new subscription order. So
exactly. So awesome. That's another thing. Liz and I always say those are like the best things ever when you log into your back office and you're like, wait, 2 more Success Club points. Where did they come from? And then you look it up and you're like, oh my gosh, it was from a lead. So when you get these free leads, I just encourage you to look at your customer list often. And you're going to see a name you don't recognize. That's kind of your clue in that it is a free lead. And you can reach out to them. Sometimes they write back, sometimes they don't. Obviously, your email's probably going to go to their spam or junk mail. So I always try to put the subject line, something that's going to catch their attention. So I had one today that ordered an 80-day obsession challenge pack. That's why I mentioned that earlier. So I sent her a message, and in the regarding, it was just your 80-day obsession pack. So I'm hoping that that'll catch her attention and she'll respond to me. But there's some coaches that text them because the idea is you are their coach. So you want to offer support. You want to get them into your challenge group and help them. And this is somebody that can be a lifelong customer. I have leads that I've reached out to that have never written back to me, but they order every single month. And that is just a commission, that I earn. So you can see now how your income can really start to increase as you hit this first rank. This is an example. If you're getting over 100 customer leads given to a year, how that can kind of add up. And it's always been something Liz and I were like, wish we could go through and figure out the income we've earned on all the leads we've gotten over the years. And it's kind of hard to figure that out. You literally have to look at every single paycheck and every single order, but it's a lot if you're hitting Success Club regularly. And if you're sitting here and you want to grow this business, hitting Success Club monthly should be non-negotiable for you. So free leads will definitely be something coming your way. Okay. Why is it doing that? There we go. All right, I got to keep moving you guys around here because I can't see. So we kind of touched on some of this right now, the benefits of being Emerald and hitting Success Club. This really kind of explains the free leads here. So I don't know that, for example, here it's saying if you hit Emerald and you hit Success Club, the other important part to getting the free leads is you have to have Beachbody on demand. Am I correct, Liz?
Yeah, that picture is messed up for me. Is it messed up for anybody else?
What, over
There's
here?
A big bar down the middle, so you can't see so I don't know if you want to scroll up and come back.
That's so weird because I see it totally normal.
Okay, now it's better.
That's weird.
Yes, Courtney, you have to have 90 HD as a coach to be qualified.
Yes, and have Beachbody on demand on that account. So you want to make sure you have Beachbody on demand on your main business under your name, not using a spouse's or anything like that. And then the 90 PV is Shakeology or Performance Line. So as long as you're using one of those, and we're all going to be the product of the product, so that should be a no-brainer. I have never canceled my Shakeology HD on my first business center in 4.5 years. So, and they give you fun little gifts at your year anniversary and 2-year anniversary of having Shakeology. So you get a little fun gift in the mail. But you can see how if we were to do the math here and you were to break down your commissions on hitting Success Club and then your team cycle bonuses and all that, and saying you get a couple free leads, you can earn about $357 in commissions a month. And I think as we talk about signing a spouse, I want to explain to you guys, and let me jump out of this right now because I think there's only one more slide if I'm correct. Nope, there's not. I'll leave it up for a second then. I want you guys to because somebody can think, oh, I'm going to sign my spouse. That's another expense every month. But let me explain something to you in the way that I made it so it wasn't an expense and I was covering my costs every month. And it wasn't just from selling challenge packs. So I will tell you, when I signed up, my initial goal my first month was to earn enough income to pay back my initial buy-in cost. And I will also tell you that my initial cost to sign up as a coach was way more than what you guys paid, because we didn't have Beachbody on Demand where you got access to everything. So I think my sign-up package was like $330 or something, and it gave me 3 programs, 21-Day Fix, T25, and P90X3, and a bag of Shakeology, and that's about it. But my cost was way more. So that first month I was like, okay, what do I have to do to recoup that investment? Because that was really important to me, because we didn't have the money for me to be buying that challenge pack the first time. So I realized that I could easily do that by helping people with challenge packs and all of that. But then about 2 weeks after I signed up, I decided to add my husband as, once I got through my training, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I was going to add my husband as a coach. So I was looking at, again, another challenge pack to get started, which, let's say it was $140. I decided to order Shakeology packets, the box of 24 packets, and like a 3-day refresh. I didn't think we had them. Was it 3? I don't know, whatever it was. But this is what I did as a brand new coach, because I had a lot of people that were really interested in Shakeology that I was drinking. And there was no way for them to get a sample pack back then. And even though we have sample packs now, I highly recommend you do it this way instead, because I think that it will give you the option to cover that cost of the spouse account. So you add the 24 packets, sign your husband up as a coach, and then I did a couple of things. I would offer to people the option to buy 5 or 7 packets of Shakeology. I sold them for $5 each, which is about the cost. Most of those people, I think, were local when I first started, so there wasn't shipping. But if you're shipping them out, I would make them pay for shipping. It's not expensive, probably $3 or so. And so if I sold 7 packets to someone, I would sell them for $35. And that would give somebody a really good test and, to see how they felt after drinking Shakeology regularly versus just sending them 1 packet. I don't think you really feel anything. You taste it, you like it. But after a week of drinking it, they'll probably start to see their digestion improve, maybe their energy, that they really enjoy it every day and look forward to it. It's enough to form that little addiction, right, that we all have. And so if you were to sell, I'll get to your question 1 second. If you were to sell 3 people 7 packets of Shakeology, 35 times 3 is going to be $100, okay? More than that, $105. Your cost for your Shakeology is $98 plus shipping and tax. It comes about $107. And you would still have 4 packets left over, right? 21, 3 packets left over, okay? The other thing I did is I gave the Shakeology away as weekly prizes in my challenge group. So I would do lots of little challenges in the beginning, like a plank challenge and draw somebody's name, or I tracked points for who was logging the most workouts and Shakeology or sharing recipes the most. And at the end of the week, I would say, I wouldn't tell them what the prize would be, but I'd be like, you're going to get a prize. And then based on who the winner was, I would select my prize accordingly. And if it was somebody that was in my challenge group that maybe hadn't bought Shakeology yet, or hadn't committed to a Beachbody program yet, they would get a couple samples of Shakeology and maybe a cute workout headband or something that I got in like the dollar area at Target. Wrap it all up, make a big deal, send it out to them. I hit Success Club every single month by those people who sampled the Shakeology always ended up buying. The people that I had in my challenge group that weren't customers yet always ended up converting over because I had these tools on hand to be able to send to them. Now we have so many more options of things that you guys can give as samples to your customers. So if you sign up that spouse, you could order beach bars. You could order the Energize sticks now. You could order what else we have? Like the probiotic packets from the Ultimate Reset. Like there's so many things that you can have people trying. Okay. So think about that. You don't have to have 2 Shakeology orders coming to your house every month. You can rotate that. So maybe 1 month you start them off and it's with Shakeology. And then the next month you're going to order the Energize sticks, because now you get like 30 in there with our new individual packets. And those are perfect things to send to people and give them samples of it, which is going to increase your PV, which is going to increase your team cycle bonuses and your commissions that you're earning. Okay. You had a question. I can't see your name on the.
That was me.
Yes. Megan. Yes.
So I know that like when I became a coach, since I had already bought a challenge pack, it like waived some type of fee. So if, let's say you sign your significant other up for like another coach, then once you have that fee to pay if you don't do a challenge pack. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. So if you did not sign them up with a challenge pack, you would have to sign them up and pay the $39.95 fee, and then order at least 50 PV on their account to get them active. Because remember, they have to be active. So
yeah,
that's why I say you're better off choosing like the 3-day refresh challenge pack that's going to give you a 3-day refresh and box of Shakeology.
Okay, that's smart. Okay, perfect.
And then I always like to keep a 3-day refresh on hand, you guys, because even for myself, but it always happens that I will have customers message me and say, hey, do you have a 3-day refresh? I want to start like in 2 days, you know, and they don't want to wait for their shipping. So I can sell them that at the regular cost, and I'm still essentially earning a commission. Does that make sense? Because I bought it at my cost. So that's another way. Like if you get backed up on Shakeology, order a 3-day refresh on that spouse's account, get one of those, keep it in stock. You will always sell those.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other questions? Okay, perfect. Let's just talk really quick about the husband's business center. Or
Madeline had a question.
Oh, I missed her. Sorry, I can't.
No, I'm just gonna say it because I knew you missed her.
I can't see because I have like the bar because I'm sharing. Where are you, Madeline?
Okay. Hi. Really quick. So if we signed up husband, they have to have a bod too, right? Or they can just have a challenge pack and they don't have to have bod. I have to have bod because I'm the head. Okay.
Because you're going to go Emerald. Whoever's going to go Emerald and you want to earn those free leads, you want the bod.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying pick a challenge pack for your husband that's like, yeah. I mean, there's lots
or
of
even a 2B Mindset challenge pack if you want to test that out.
And then you would have access to the 2B Mindset on his account. You'd have to log in separately, if that makes sense, to see the 2B Mindset, if that was the case. Yes, good question, though. Yeah, that's where with BOD it changed a little bit, but you definitely don't want to be paying for 2 BODs. Like, that's just silly. You don't need that, okay? Okay, let me move you guys here again. Hold on, so I can see. Okay, so why sign your spouse? So this is another coach. And this is, I'll put you over here. Here we go. Will it like auto? No. All right. Oh, I hear chaos in the house. Sorry. Fair warning. I'm like, I hear yelling, the kids. So it's super important to understand how you can start to build, especially with the spouse on the weak leg. So for example, Liz, if she gets to Success Club 10, and I'm giving this Liz example because her husband is on her weak leg, she has built his account, he cycles, and it's a whole nother paycheck she gets every week. So if you've heard people talk about getting to 2 stars, so you have a second business center, and that's how you can really get to a 6-figure income, yes, that is super important, but you can start the actions of having a second CBC with a spouse's account. And Beachbody does allow you to have yourself plus 2 people that you are paying for on the same credit card. But like super important, you need to let compliance know. So there is a form in the back office that you can complete that your spouse would sign, authorizing you to kind of control that account. It's super easy. I highly recommend you do it. Otherwise, eventually you'll get an email from compliance and they'll be like, you're not allowed to have 2 people on your account, same credit card, without having this form completed. So just get it out.
So is that only if you have 2 people using the same credit card, or even if you just have one other person using the same credit card?
If you have even one other person, I'd submit it. It also gives you the ability to call on behalf of that account, like to customer service, and not have to have the person with you. So it's almost like a power of attorney on that account. So I didn't have that filled out for the longest time. And if I had to make a change on my husband's account, I'd have to be like, hold on, let me put him on the phone, or make sure I was calling around his schedule, which was difficult. So yeah, once you fill it out, it's done and it's in their records forever and you won't have any issues. You don't want to not do that, because if you don't have it and they try to email you or email him and maybe you miss that email, they could technically cancel the account. So make sure that authorization's there. It's very simple. Okay, so Husband's Business Center. So let's say you are like Rockstar Coach and you are hitting Success Club 10 in your own business center every single month. Once you get to 10, what you want to do is start running other customers through your husband's account. Get him to Success Club. Every once in a while on our Success Club boards, you might see some men's names which share, like we'd always laugh, like Steve Dinkins, that's Liz's husband. Steve Dinkins had 4 Success Club points this month. Her husband is not working the business. That's Liz working his business. And so why she is doing that is because she's creating volume under his account. And then, how we talked about the cycling, right? The team cycling, she's building that weak leg right there. And so as an emerald or diamond, she's going to cycle more. Okay. I know it's sometimes at this point, it can start being like, but if you look, and this is really hard and grainy to see because it's like a screenshot added in here, but you can see this person signed up their husband right when they started the business. And in the beginning, there's no team cycle bonuses. And I even have a hard time seeing it, but right here, they're cycling at $1,200 a week, okay? So when you start getting, that's kind of like, I don't want to say like upper level, but like very deep. And this is where I say just trust us. This is why it says $6,981 earned without doing any extra work, is because she has placed people under him. So he's cycling and then she's cycling. And so that residual income is just naturally happening there. So I told you guys that I didn't know to put my husband on my weak leg, and my strong leg's really strong. And so he's over there. So I've never built his business. It's been 4.5 years. I've never built his business. But now I'm starting to build his business because he's been sitting there, because I signed him up when I first started, and he's been a coach for 4.5 years and always been active. He's sitting in a place that when I start to build his weak leg, his strong leg is so strong that there is possibility for me to duplicate the income I have now with his business account. Okay, so to duplicate that, double what I'm doing now as I build that weak leg. So even if you're like, I want to focus on building me, I don't really know about the spouse yet, put him in there, because you never know if the person you're going to put under him is going to be a rock star, like Liz Love, who's under him. So all of her volume carries up to him. So that's why it's super important to sign them early, okay? Let's see. Let me get out of my screen share. Hold on. What's it doing? You guys, technology is like not my friend. Okay, there we go. I have to move. You guys are at the top. Okay, so I feel like that's kind of all the official stuff about it. Liz, did I miss anything?
I have 2 things written down that we both can elaborate on. It's something that I don't know if you guys have heard before, but we say it all the time. We talk about going emerald over and over again. And that's how you basically build yourself to diamond. And it's something that Courtney and I do. Like, it's just working in twos. You keep adding 2 coaches at a time. You figure out with your upline where to add them. And we just call it going emerald over and over again to keep growing your businesses. I don't know if you want to say anything else about that.
No, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, even if you're already an Emerald coach, you can already do this. You're just going to you're always going to do this. You're always in that like Emerald mode, building to. Placement depends on a lot of circumstances. I think that I just had a thought that left me. Shoot. What was your other thing, Liz?
Okay, so you guys, this is going to blow your mind for a second, and you're going to need to look in your online office, but it's super important. And it took Courtney and I forever to learn this. You don't ever want to allow your coach account or your spouse's coach account to go inactive. You don't ever, I did it with my husband's. I made the mistake. I didn't know what happens when a coach, so let me back up. As you're growing and your team is growing, you guys can see in your online office something called team volume. When you're on that main screen, it's that dashboard, and you can see if you click like to the left, it's like.
I can show you guys here. Hold on.
Perfect. So then I can talk while you're showing it.
I probably just have like a million things open on my computer, so I do. And I know that the online office is somewhere here. So, oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay, so Courtney's will you just go to your dashboard, Court?
Yeah.
So you guys, on your dashboard here, you're gonna see a bunch of options she's gonna sign in. And then you're gonna see options to your left. And then I'm gonna have you guys write this down so that you can go look at this and you're gonna realize why you don't ever wanna go inactive and you do not ever wanna let your spouse go inactive. So to the left, you can see all those different things.
Holy cow. See, guys, sometimes you just pop in here and there's successful points. You don't know where they came from. So,
so Court, will you click, no, go back to your dashboard.
Okay, yes.
And click volume there.
Oh, hold on, I gotta move you guys again. This is like everywhere I need to go.
So you guys, you can see where it says carryover volume, current week volume, total team volume. That carryover volume category is life-changing. You accumulate volume on both legs every week. The system automatically uses what it can, and then you are going to have what is called leftover or carryover volume on a leg. So Courtney has been very evenly matched. So she only has 47 carryover and then 262 on her right, you guys. For somebody like me who is extremely mismatched, get ready for this. I have 1 million volume points of carryover on my right leg. 1 million. So what happens is, like, if the people on my right leg aren't doing a ton of volume, like you see where Courtney has the 9,836 and her left is almost catching up with 7,000. If she had 1 million up on that right, she would pull from that and then you would cycle even more. What happens, I know it's a lot of information, but this is what's important. If I were to ever go inactive, I would lose all of that carryover volume. It disappears. It wipes the slate clean. So you guys need to look and see what your carryover volume is, and don't ever, ever, ever let yourselves go inactive or your spouse, because that carryover volume will stay with you for a very long time and it equals income.
Yes. And just so you guys know, like that million, like that number is so big, it's pretty much impossible Liz will ever get that down. So if you look and you see like this, where you don't see a lot of carryover, that's a bad thing. That means that actually things are working like they should, where your legs are more, you're cycling. Like Liz would love to have that carryover number be much smaller.
But just don't lose it.
But don't lose it. So just make sure you have HD order coming out regularly on your
And your husband's can be 50 PV. He does not have to be HD.
right.
That's
But
important.
if you're not going to have somebody on HD, you better have a reminder alert that you're looking every single month and you're making sure to place an order. You need an order every 5 weeks, but just call it 4. Make your life easier.
Yes, call it 4, please.
Just call it every 4 weeks. If it's the 15th of the month that you're going to go in and order, or the second Thursday of every month, whatever it is, make sure you're doing it. I personally just have HD because too much to think about.
Heidi, do you have a question?
I do. So I looks like, so I have 2 coaches right now. I have my husband and I have a friend who looks like she's going to go inactive, and she's ordered now the past 4 months, but now this month she didn't place her order. So how, I guess, obviously I need more coaches, but what's going to happen? Will that come, like if she falls off, then she comes back, do I still go right back to Emerald? I guess I don't understand what happens that
Weekly. So
weekly. Okay.
remember that Beachbody's week starts Thursday morning and it goes to Wednesday night at midnight Eastern time.
Okay.
So this is another thing, if you're looking at your coaches, and you always want to look at sponsorship drill down in the back office there, not personally sponsored. But if you see somebody that's red inactive, that means they're pending inactive. That means if they do not place an order for 50 PV by Wednesday night, that following Wednesday night at midnight, they will be black inactive, which, Heidi, that would mean, so if she doesn't place, I'm assuming she's red inactive now, if she doesn't place an order or have a customer order,
Yeah.
the customer order would bump her active by tomorrow night at midnight. When you wake up Thursday morning, you won't be Emerald anymore.
Okay.
You're going to be coach rank. Now,
So I guess, should I just look? I have a lot of girls in my challenge group that I've asked about coaching. That are ordering every month, am I better off trying to just get a discount coach to sign up to replace that? Or?
There's a place.
you never want to be, I always say, you don't want to be like a weak Emerald or a weak Diamond where you're only holding it with 2 people, because life happens. People's credit cards are going to get stolen. They're not going to call and update their card in time, all that kind of stuff. And people will go inactive. I can show you my back office now. There's red inactives. That's
Everywhere.
And there's black inactives. So you always want to have buffers in there. So if Diamond is your goal and you need 4 coaches on each leg, you really should be pushing for 5 on each leg or 6 on each leg. So once you get to that rank, you're going to hold it. It's not going to go away. Okay. So yeah, definitely having, and I know Heidi, like pushing for Diamond is something you're working on. So you need more than 2. But I would never call her and be like,
no. I'm trying to get her to do Transform 20. She's kind of in and out of things. I'm like, just order it. I mean, but she and her husband have both been doing Shakeology, so I keep thinking she's going to place it, but yeah. Okay.
And I have a kind of an email, or you could send it in whatever, messenger, but kind of a intro to like, hey, you order every month. Is this something you'd like to take advantage of? And you guys, for people that are discount, that you don't think are going to work the business starting out, I kind of refer to it as, I always say, preferred customer / discount coach. Because if you say to them, do you want to be a coach just for the discount? They automatically think becoming a coach means they have to do what you do. And it like shuts people down. So if it's somebody who you think like they're ordering beach bars and Shakeology and, Power Greens or whatever, and you're like, gosh, they could save a lot of money. You could do the math and figure out what they would save with that 25% off each month, and make sure you include that they're going to pay that coach fee, $15.95, and say, hey, you would save $70 a month if you signed up for this preferred customer option. I would just leave it at that, and then you can go in and explain how it's going to work. They don't have to order every month, because that's always the question. Do I have to order? No, they don't have to. They can go inactive. They're not going to lose their account. The only thing they have to do is pay that coach fee monthly, okay? And then something else I think is really important for you guys to know is that Beachbody gives active military and veterans a huge discount. they waive the coaching fee, the $39.95 coaching fee, and they also waive the monthly coach fee. So they don't pay $15.95 a month to be a coach. They truly just save 25% on everything. They do have to submit a form to Beachbody to prove that they're active duty military or a veteran. And if they're active duty, their spouse is able to get the discount. If they're a veteran, it has to be the veteran signing up, okay? But I've had a coach that she just wanted a discount. Her husband was a veteran, so we signed her husband up. And she used the products every month. So I had Michael in my back office instead of Monica, and that was totally fine because she wasn't gonna work the business. This was just for her to receive a discount. So that's really huge. If you're somebody that has a military following or a connection that way, they're gonna really save 25% every single month. So questions? Anything else? Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Thanks, guys. Yes,